Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shadow. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with super fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Good morning, everybody out in the world of YouTube. Today,
Good morning.
He says good morning. We got Hillbilly and I today for this episode of Super Fast Tortoise in the Show. Morning Coffee. What's up? We got some people in chat. We got Lulu. Hello, Lulu. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Lulu?
That's right. So happy to see ya. So happy. Yeah, 82 subs. Congrats.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
You're getting there. You're close to 100. Trust me, I remember when I got to my first 100. That was exciting.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I loved seeing other channels grow, especially when they're a part of the community. It's so great to see.
Oh, yeah. So awesome. So amazing. Love it. I'm glad to see you grow. And today, we got some special stuff coming happening today that we haven't seen in a while, and I want to interact.
Ooh.
That's right. We got a very in-depth subject we'll be talking about for sure. I would love to get your guys' views and opinions on it as we get to it. But first, we need to get to
Card of the Day.
who's the card of the day. Oh, yeah. I can't believe this is in the starter deck that you can get from Wizards of the Coast.
Starter deck.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one of the cards you get in that little supposed to be free deck. Yeah, we got Venom Eddie Brock. 6 mana for a 6/4 with Menace. And it says whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Venom. If that creature was a villain, draw a card. This guy is saucy.
Nice. The only issue I have with this is that dang gone mana cost. That's one thing I'm having problems with Wizards here lately. On some of these cards that they make, the mana cost is just too dang gone high. Now I would like this better if it was a 5 cost.
Well, 5 cost is a power creep cost. 6 mana for a 6 power is actually pretty decent. And he gets powerful when creatures die. So if you have a sack outlet and some synergy going on, this guy can get big really fast. True indeed. And I'd love to see what the main set Venom looks like when they get like a rare version of Venom in the set. That'd be awesome. But this card chosen, like, it was between this and Miles Morales today, and I'm like, Venom looks pretty awesome. Miles Morales is a pretty good card too from the starter decks, but Venom, man, ooh, I want to see you play with this, Hillbilly.
I would love to. Hey, now since this is a standard card, because all universes beyond are standard now.
Right. Well, this isn't from the starter deck, so I don't know if it's standard or not.
I believe they are.
That could be.
But I could be wrong too. I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
Right.
But if this is standard, It's too weak because of the mana cost.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I keep going back to that mana cost.
Mhm.
But
Well,
as far as commander, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 6 mana commander. Boom, boom. Yeah, I'd love to see more with that. And with that, we're going to get to something you haven't seen in a while. Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day. No, wrong one. Not wrong. I don't have a question of the day yet.
Oh man. Hey, Blanket, you had my hopes up. Hey, Blanket.
Kitty Pizza Coffee. Here's a picture of the day. Where is that? Where is it? Where is it? It's card. It's question. It's that. I might have gotten rid of the picture of the day thing. Oh no. But anyways, picture of the day, not question of the day. Sorry about that. Kitty Pizza Coffee. Don't underestimate the power.
At first, when I was singing this, I thought I said, Kitty Pizza Coffee. Don't underwear the power.
Don't underwear the power.
Then I realized it said estimate. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Underestimate.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. That's crazy. Man, there's so many things that changed over the time.
Yeah, it has.
But yes, I'm going to have to find the the picture of the day thing I made a long time ago. Bring that back. Because in Discord, you can share pictures of the day. And I want to bring that back. So, the more you interact with the channel, the more community content we get going on. You can see your picture here of a picture that you created, found, or want to share. Yeah, let's keep it SFW. You know what I'm saying? SFW. But with that, yeah, it's a cute picture. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Right here.
That is cute. I used to have a cat that looked just like that.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Lulu says, it's going slow, but I'm getting there. That's the subs. That's right.
well, one thing about going slow, if you want advice about that, the best thing about it is getting real viewers. And since it's going slow, the more of a chance for them to stick around.
Yeah, like slow subscribership usually retains more viewers. Faster subscribership retains less viewers.
Yep.
Unless your content's, not to knock anybody's content, but unless your content's like banging beast, Mr. Beast level,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. All right. So how you guys doing today in chat? I see there's a handful of you. Say hello. How are you doing today, Hillbilly? What you excited about?
I'm doing pretty good. I kind of got disappointed today.
Yeah?
Over two things. One thing I got disappointed is a dang gone allergies acting up today.
Right?
And sneezing my head off this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But another disappointment I had is they ain't released the Age of Eternity cards yet. But they'll do that sometime today.
Yeah, they're California time. So what time are they supposed to release the spoilers or the set?
Usually they do it around, I want to say probably around 10 o'clock California time.
So that'd be noon our time.
Yeah, it'd be around 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, I won't think.
Right, so if it's 10 o'clock California time, it's 12 o'clock our time.
Yep.
So noon. It's going crazy. So how many Magic players do we got going on today? Because today's subject is about playing Magic. And yes, I'm not wearing a hat today. It's been so hot that wearing a hat's been discomfortable or uncomfortable. Except going outside, I need to protect my head from the sun. But yeah. So today's topic is called reflective behaviors in MTG. And yes, Tortoise got a monologue.
Ooh.
That's right.
All right.
So reflective behaviors in Magic the Gathering. What are reflective behaviors in Magic the Gathering? Well, let's look at the reflective behavior definition. A reflective behavior in general is the act of looking at yourself and reflecting on your actions and trying to see how others view you and how others view you and what your motivations behind those actions were. In doing this, you try to understand the hidden motivations behind your actions. Sometimes we do things and don't understand why we did them. So we take time to reflect and understand them. In that Magic the Gathering, we get emotional during a game of Commander and we respond irrationally to people's plays. Sometimes we get salty and without thinking we overreact and something and we don't pay attention to the whole board state. And when we get to that point, we self-reflect and judge ourselves and ask the question, was it worth it for the game's sake? We need to be self-reflective before we act and not after. It is easy to play with our emotions in the game, but it is harder to play without investing your hearts and brains, separating them from the games and actions of the game. Reflective behaviors in Magic the Gathering is about taking time to assess your actions and responses to a game before you make a play in the game. If we take the time to critically think our actions based on the board state and other players' play history in that game thus far, the point being we got to separate and organize our emotional and impulses in the game of Magic and take time needed to think of our plays before we make them. We have to shine a light on reflective behaviors in MTG and put in perspective. So let's discuss that. Whew, deep monologue, heavy monologue. The monologue is there.
Yep. I mean, there's been some times that playing Commander or even Arena that I would get salty and well, on Arena I feel like punching my computer.
Right.
I get so dang on frustrated at it.
Right. So frustrated.
Yep. And playing Commander, I get frustrated there too and get salty because here I am trying to do a play, it gets countered or gets killed, and not able to do what I'm going to do now because of what has happened to the board.
Right.
But you always got to remember, it's just a game.
It's just a game. But yeah. More than that, though, like other than just a game, there are times we're playing a game and someone destroys the land that we need. And that aggravates. Someone makes us discard a card at random or a card that they get to look at and discard that we wanted. Sometimes players make salty moves. And we don't know the power level of everybody's decks most of the time, even though we try to go based on the bracket system. Sometimes people just aggravate us. And we want to snap back. And I've done it before. Hillbilly's done it before.
Yep.
You snap back, and most cases when you snap back and react to someone's moves, it's usually the wrong decision.
Yep.
And not the wrong decision because you snap back and got vengeance.
Right.
Right? But it's usually wrong for the game because sometimes you have a good kill spell in your hand and you destroy something of that person's board when they could have destroyed the more important piece on the other person's board in Commander. We've done that before. Billy. So reflective behavior is about taking insight and trying to be insightful before making plays because you got to keep a level head about things, and it's easily done to get steamed. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We got Real Wiz in the house. What up, players and bro? I don't let anything at all slip if anyone is being an a-hole or just getting an attitude. All right. I get that. I understand. Yep. Sometimes that's how it is. But
yep. I mean, yeah, and also I want to add this to this. All right. Let's say, for example, I'm going to use us for example.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're playing Commander. And we got somebody else playing Commander with us. Our other person's got the board state. I go in, kill spell, kill Tortoise's creature. Well, right. And Tortoise would get mad because, I would destroy his creature instead of taking care of the other person, which has a stronger deck at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you get mad, just walk away and turn your camera. You don't have to turn your camera off. Put yourself on mute. Say what you want to say, and then come on back.
Oh yeah, sometimes you have to step back, clear your mind, because look, being over emotional in a game is ridiculous and a bit childish, right?
Yeah.
And even though Magic the Gathering, is for players 13 plus, but you got to be adult about things and think about the game, because the more irrational you act, the more you sabotage your own game plan. Or when you're in a commander game, the more you overreact, the more you lose control of the game. You lose the assessment power of the game, because like the board state tells a lot about the game, especially if someone that has like a full board and some lands untapped. You got to be careful of that, and you got to methodically think. And you got to play a fishing game, because if someone has a kill spell, you want to get that kill spell out of their hands. So I don't understand that. I just don't take disrespect. It's not about disrespect,
Right.
Wiz. Not everything people do in a game is to disrespect you. Like in a game, it's a game. Like if someone's playing a game of Commander, Yu-Gi-Oh, or anything, and they're trying to disrespect you in the game, they're not really playing the game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just like back to that example I just made. The other person has a board state. Tortoise's deck is known to be stronger. Instead of me, and it's my turn to do something in the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to take care of the stronger person that I know myself that is stronger than the other person. Which may be the wrong play, but it's just the way it is, and that's not disrespecting Tortoise in any way. It's not disrespecting the other person at all. That's just the way it is.
All right, what's this? He says, I meant with words, bud. If it's just from getting outpowered in the game, you can't do crap about that. Well, no, like disrespectful in the game can go other ways. Like someone like touches your card, wants to rip your card, or mishandles your card, or treats you as a player badly. That's disrespect.
Right.
Well, what we're talking about is not about disrespect. It's about gauging a game. Because like if someone's deck is like, I've done this before, where my deck overperformed in a game. Because sometimes your deck does that. Sometimes your deck will overperform, like just come out powerful swinging, and you're like, holy cow, I've never seen this side of my deck. And like you destroy some people's stuff, but one person's like let's just use Hillbilly as an example, is struggling with creatures, and he plays a creature, and I just destroy his creature for no reason. That would make me a target to Hillbilly's brain, because he's like, want to react. It's like, you keep destroying my creatures. Well, in IRL, that kind of happened the last game we played, and Hillbilly was struggling with creatures, and I kept blowing up the board.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was salty about it, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta draw that saltiness in, and then release it later.
Oh yeah.
Don't release it on the game or the players that you're playing against.
Mm-hmm. Right, and well, like honestly, Commander game is one person against three other people, and usually one or two people in that game start building up quick and taking over, and you got to take care of them first. It's like when we play with our friend like Hero, who usually has like pretty good powerful decks. You got to watch out what he's doing, and usually I have a good powerful deck on the side, and like I've learned when playing with Hero, you gotta control his board a bit. Which when we played last time, he noticed I was focusing on his combo pieces and stuff, and he didn't like it, but he still played the game to try to win the game, and I became the threat, But like he didn't get salty about it, and he didn't just like smack back at me just to smack back at me. In that game, I was the player with the threat assessment on the board, so he had to take care of me, and that's what he kept trying to do. So it became a 1 versus 1 game with two people on the side, because we were like smacking each other out because we kept building up the power state, which is crazy because my deck played very well that night. My deck normally doesn't play that very well, so I was just getting lucky with those plays.
Yep.
See, and some players in all card games are just to think that they're better because of what they play. Yeah, sorry, I jumped in late. No, you're good. Some players out there think they're better than you because they spend more money on their cards. Some players think they're better than you because they play more tournaments. Some players have ego issues based off their experiences, and sometimes they're just not ready for that rogue deck or that deck they haven't played against.
Yeah. Another thing too, let's say Tortoise had a $2,000, for example. There's our decks out there that are worth $2,000.
Right.
And then I come up with a $70 deck, maybe $80 deck.
Right.
All right. That $2,000 deck can get beat by this $80 deck.
That's true.
And vice versa. I mean, because, playing the Magic, what I've discovered, it's kind of like, it's not gambling, but it's kind of like gambling. Of course, this is with any game that you play, because with Magic you got to draw cards.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now if you draw 5 lands, that's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not always about knowing your deck.
Right.
It's the luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
Like the old saying goes in Yu-Gi-Oh, heart of the cards.
Heart of the cards.
But it's not about knowing your deck, it's what you draw. It's how you are able to draw, manipulate your draws.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, Real Wiz says it's about how well you know your deck. Knowing your deck is true. If you have an out, you know how to dig for it. Yu-Gi-Oh has more tutors than Magic does when it comes to games, so the play style is different for sure. So in a heck of a pickle, yes, I've done that in Arena. Yep, so you're right. That's funny.
Exactly. I mean, you have to be able to manipulate that top card. Some decks are able to do that. Some decks are not.
Right. And look, having a reflective behavior is someone who reflects upon themselves before they act. Right. It's about clearing your head from the emotions from reacting wrong, trying to make the best and most optimized play. Knowing your deck is a good thing. Like there's times I'll be sitting in a game, I'm like, there's this thing on the board, and I have a few ways I can answer it. Could it be the top card, or is there a way I can dig for it?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how it goes. Like you got to know the flow of the deck. You got to, and look, I have a deck that's worth probably like $400 now, and somewhere in that realm. But when I built it, it was a lot more budget. Inflation on card prices of the deck went up, and plus upgrading the deck over time made it even better. But anyways, budget deck, and I have a core 2 deck that's almost as good. That can outperform because the synergy is there, the playability is there, the draw is there, right? Because drawing cards in the game is pretty good. But the problem with this deck is it doesn't have a good threat assessment level because it doesn't remove creatures. It wants you to respond to the creatures in the deck. And the best way to play that game is to assess the board and attack the player playing the creatures, because usually your creature's attacking for more power than your opponent's creatures by turn 4, turn 5. So you gotta take notice on how to attack. So you gotta think clearly about your attacks and strategize your attacks against certain people, because there's a certain point and certain threshold they just don't want to take that damage.
Right. Mm-hmm. And to be salty, typically of me, I respond with anger, whether I'm sad or angry, because anger is the only way I know to settle things, and that applies to just basic life. Well, anger is not always the answer, because a lot of times when you express anger towards that person, that sets them off. Then they're going to express anger toward you, and it's just going to end up and creating a bad situation for both people.
Hmm. Yeah, because the rule is typically for me, I respond with anger, whether I'm sad or angry, because anger is the only way I know to settle things, and that applies to just basic life with you. I'm sorry. That's rough because like honestly, that those raw emotions that people have kick people out of the game. Like
Yeah.
like I know a couple players, one specifically related to me, who quit the game because people got too emotionally invested and played without reflective behaviors, but instead just got into this extreme competitive mode for no good reason in a casual game, and just basically just went to pub stop mode and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's ridiculous because, like, first of all, Magic Gathering is a gentleman's game kind of thing, women included in that. Gentlemen just used for the reference. A gentleman's game, you're supposed to play respectfully, play with how the deck wants to play to compete, but play with respect. And some people take out respect in a game and just like, I want to win at all costs, and there's only room for that in certain areas.
Right. We all want to win, but it's like an old show I used to watch called The Highlander. There can only be one. Y'all probably don't know that, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but I mean, yeah, but in Magic, there can only be one winner, and you just gotta be respectful to each other and not react with anger. And yet, you're going to get salty, and this not necessarily just Magic, but
Right.
you got to show respect to each
You
other.
gotta show respect in the game. Yeah, you got like you gotta like you should, and I can't say you can't have to, but you should play the game like you want to play another game. How you treat someone that reflects upon that, right? And and you don't want the games to get to your head and affect your plays, because when you're trying to play to the most perfect degree as you can and as you should take time to reflect before you act to make sure it's the best decision for you. Because sometimes holding back a play is the smartest way to play, because you don't know if someone's going to board wipe, but you can just feel that board wipe coming. Or sometimes you're the one with the board wipe and you're trying to encourage people to play more stuff like creatures so you can board wipe them all together, Hmm? Yeah, let's see. So I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus a decorated player. Anyway, he tried to say I cheated on a play. Some people will do that for sure. I was like, no, bro, I did this. That's right. And he's like, in Yu-Gi-Oh! If your hand leaves a card, it's activated and illegal on the board state. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And, about having a proper mind state for playing games, you got to think clearly. Like you can't overreact, and you shouldn't overreact, right? Like you wouldn't or shouldn't or couldn't overreact to someone you love in your lifetime, like love in your life, like say your significant other. You shouldn't overreact to them, right? You got to protect your feelings. You got to protect your interests. You got to do all that kind of stuff. You want to have a good feeling about the situation, no matter how terrible the situation may be at the time. You want to leave them with a good thought about you, not a bad thought. And in this case, what we're talking about, you want to play your game the best, because the best games are played have the best fulfillment in the game. So it's crazy.
Exactly.
You want to have a good, clear mindset when playing Magic the Gathering, right? You want a clear mindset. You want to be reflective. You want to think of your plays ahead of time. And you want to be able to adjust your plays according to the plays being made. Yes.
Yep, exactly.
That's
the same way it is on arena. Sometimes you want to hold back.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, yeah, arena. There's less of a connection for you because you don't see the person playing with you. So
correct.
I get that, but like, look, like I've explained, I had a game playing a deck with nothing but lands except one card that would have milled me out myself playing it, no win, and then I pissed off a guy because I played the game correctly. I think I had talked about that a long time ago, and the better you become a player, the better you learn your plays, the better you learn how to hold your hand, and the more clearly you think about a play, the more you care about the game state, because the game state is what you care about, right? You're trying to win, and sometimes you have to hustle your way to that win. You got to make the best thoughts about it. You got to make the best decisions about how you're playing the game with reflective thinking, because you want to think about how it's going to react and what the consequence is going to be and all that fun jazz. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to assess the consequences. You got to assume the consequences of plays that you make. Because like in some cases, like in the last game we played, someone built up a creature really big, and if that creature wasn't dealt with, you were out of the game.
Yep. I mean, there's been times I've played board wipes too soon. I have done that. But, that's just part of the game, part of learning.
Oh, yeah. It is part of learning. It's part of learning. Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Exactly.
Sure. And sometimes what we have to do, that is why I would go to the shop, clear my mind. And now that I don't have that outlet. No. That's why I like TCGs. Yeah, TCGs are a good outlet for sure.
Yep.
Focuses you to think and learn when to play and when to hold back. Well, another thing that's good about playing with someone else, like when you're playing a casual game with somebody else, right, is you can play games and learn your deck better, but sometimes you can help each other with interactions, triggers, abilities that sometimes you build a deck that does very well, but you don't know how that certain cards interact with other cards that you haven't played with yet. So when you play people with that interaction, it helps you learn like what kind of things you can do or what things you got to watch out for when you're playing a card. Like some cards get negative responses when you play them against another card.
Right.
So, that's just a good thing, is like learning your deck against all the different metas that you can is pretty good for your deck building. Yeah, it helps you focus.
Yep.
But
that's another thing about learning the cards is you don't know how many cards Wizards has out there. They get over 1,000, over 1,000 cards out there. You don't know what works with what, and that's basically it.
You want to. The point is you want to play with the clearest mindset possible, and you got to sometimes take the time to clear your mind. Sometimes I'll sit in a game, and this has happened lately as I've been becoming better at playing the game. I'll look at the table on my turn, look at the hand, and I'll look at my mana, and I'd be calculating my cards in my hand, like trying to figure out what I should play and the best way I should play it. Based on the way the game's going, I will take the time to figure out what the best play in the game is, for me.
Right.
And instead of rushing into action like I like to do, I like to play a spell quickly and be like, okay, it's your turn. But lately, I've been assessing the cards in my hand and be like, okay, what should I do? What should I set up before I play a game? What should I set up before I play a card or a combo or a win condition? How do I trick people into thinking I'm the least threat assessment, or how do I trick people into thinking they're the threat assessment? Because some people are the threat assessment, but they don't know how many turns it takes for you to get a hat up in the game. Sometimes it'll take me like 3 to 4 turns to be like, I can do something big in 3 and 4 turns, but I got to make people think I'm doing something now, and during that time, other people are building their board states, and you got to make people look at their board states, and you got to get them to calculate that they're the biggest threat assessment out there.
Right. It's like with my Aggro Markov deck, it loves to sack creatures. Loves it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you got to think about how that works for you.
Yep.
I mean, with Skull Clamp, you got to do that at sorcery speed, but you got to think about how that works, right?
Exactly.
You know, and you know, like one of the things you can do, like one of the things you can think about what you do, and if you've done this before, or you have a 1/1 and you got like a 6/6 blocking with no special text on it, you block that 1/1 and you sacrifice it to give the benefit off a sack outlet you have, you know, like scrying one or adding some mana to your mana pool. You know, sometimes when you play a deck like that, you think about the combat situation because you know that card that you sacrifice a creature and you gain some mana off it. Maybe you have a kill spell in your hand. And you're like, okay, I'll block this way, sacrifice a couple of these dudes, get the mana to destroy this creature those two dudes can destroy. You know,
Exactly.
You know. That because the more you clear your way to clear your brain for thinking, the more you can strategize, you know, in your head with the strategic thinking that you need.
Mm-hmm. Almost like chess.
That is like chess. What is this? Subliminal stuff, for example, we have a card called Nibiru. If your opponent summons five times, you can't tribute all the monsters on board and summon Nibiru. And the token to fool them, you count summons with. Huh, interesting. Die to make the think you got to hold them back. That's right. Yeah, I get that. I get that strategy. You know, because like, yeah, because like with Magic, the way Magic works is you play the game and you're setting up for a win condition, especially in Commander. You're setting up for a win condition. And sometimes you have to get lucky to get in your win condition, or sometimes you have to wait for the pieces to come together to make your win condition going on.
Right.
That's why in certain decks, drawing is crucial because you need to get to those pieces. And not all the pieces in the win condition look that amazing. Like in my Chilean deck, there's a couple cards that I need in hand and on the battlefield to get this loop going, you know, and that like that, and they're the pieces of the cards I'm looking for are not that powerful by themselves, but when they're grouped together, they're powerful. So I got to play with that in mind. I got to be like, okay, if someone recognizes this card from this, I need to play this at the last hour, and I'm like, I got to play different things to build up the game until I got all the pieces to slam dunk this combo. You know, it's all about build up and setup. You know, and you got to use the removal spells to protect your stuff, protect your life points. You know, you got to have reflective thinking in this one because your behaviors in the game will dictate how big of a target you'll be. You know.
Yep.
And so that's what I need to figure out about MTG. I feel like my decks are just trying to smack for damage fast. Well, you don't play Commander, do you? You play Standard or a 60-card format, right?
Well, for your color pie here, your color pie does something different, or is known to do stuff different. White, for example, is known for life gain. Red is known for haste. Black is known for kill. Green is known for ramp. And I know I'm forgetting the color.
White.
No, I said white.
Yeah, white, black, blue, green, red.
Those 5 colors.
Yeah.
White, blue. Oh, blue. Blue is known for what I missed. Blue is known for counters. That's what it's known for.
Well, I like to differ. Green is about ramp and stopping. Blue is about draw and control. White's about going wide and law and order. Black is about death, you know, if your opponent's creature's dying or your own creature's dying. And red's about throwing out fast creatures fast, acting emotionally as creatures on the board. And when you mix those colors together, like green And red, you gotta strategize against Stompy Stomp. Blue and black is control and death, working with the graveyard. Green and black is about working with the graveyard, but getting your Stompies out there.
Yep.
You know, white and blue is about control, law, and order. You know, so yeah, you like the more colors you mix in the game, the more complicated the game gets. Even though it's easier for me to build multicolored decks, you know, you just have to think of what they do together. Like, because when you get the 3-color decks, you're mixing 3 things like red, white, green. You know, go wide, get big stuff, go fast emotionally with your creatures, and creatures are emotionally going fast like with haste and stuff like that. You know, you got to figure out your strategies because sometimes red, white, green makes tokens and populates and goes crazy. You know, things like that.
Yep. I mean, that's what I always that's what I was always told with Magic. What the colors I mentioned, how they react, but it's not necessarily like that because you mix in the colors.
Right. Yeah, but so when in a game Magic, like if you want to talk about reflective behaviors and deck building, you got to figure out what your deck wants to do, what kind of deck you want to build, what colors your deck is going to be in between standard and commander, right? Like you gotta figure out what your deck wants to do, and you got to be able to play around it and figure out not only how your win conditions work, but how you get to them,
right?
And that affects your play style.
Yep.
And there are key things in a deck you have to have, and you got to think of colors that do it well, so you can splash them in or put them in your deck. You want to draw. You want to draw a good amount of cards. You want to have removal in your deck to get rid of creatures, enchantments, artifacts, planeswalkers, and so on, varying on what your play style. You got and you look at combat as removal too, so you got to think of how combat affects your removal. But then you got your board wipes, you got your ramp and mana fixing you want to think about. Those are things that you think about when you're building a deck. So you got to pre-think your deck and how it's going to win, and you got to be able to be like, okay, how you got to assess how your deck's going to win from turn 1 to turn 10, right? You got to be like, I play a land, I want to be able to ramp, I want to be able to remove something, play a creature, you want to be able to build up, protect yourself, and swing in or win, Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah. I'll look at you finish your coffee.
Yeah, finished it.
Mm-hmm. So I sent the list over to Hibble Messenger. I think it's still the same on Arena. Woo.
I haven't seen it.
Messenger's Facebook, so.
Yeah, I don't usually get on there. The reason why I said that. Because I'm more of a Discord type of person, Talk more on Discord than any other social platform.
All right. I like to use Facebook for social stuff. Like I have a Facebook page to check on periodically. I always check my notifications to see if anything pops up. Yeah. Is all I use Lifeline because I hardly use it in general. Huh?
Yeah, I hardly ever get on there on Facebook.
It's funny is a lot of people use Discord and they put a lot of channels on mute, so they miss a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah. But who wants to hear boop, 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 boop all day long? I mean,
well, I mean,
that can't get nerve-wracking.
If you literally have 99 channels, you probably deserve to get those bloop, 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 bloops. I have less than 20 on mine. Lone Wolf. Hey.
Good.
Yeah, what's up? But yeah, like the way I get around muting channels. Like a lot of channels are muted on my thing for different things, but I keep my phone volume down. So it just vibrates when it comes in, so I can check up on the notifications that come in because like when I go live a lot, I don't want my phone to go off while I'm live.
Right. Well,
So I think about that.
Well, the way I do my Discord is I put mine on streamer mode. Streamer mode keeps you from getting those dings. So sometimes you do miss your notifications there, but if you're periodically checking your Discord, you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I keep my phone on silent, and the bad thing about that, I forget it's on silent, then I miss calls, miss notifications, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it don't vibrate, I still forget it.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's easy, but like I check my phone because like when my wife's at work, I keep an eye on the phone just in case she's trying to get a hold of me or something, or maybe Kujidu's trying to get a hold of me and something. Like my phone's usually always with me most of the time. Most of the time, not all the time, but yeah.
There's a lot of times my phone's here in my office, and I'm off in the living room for about 2 or 3 hours.
Right. I get that. I get it.
Yep. Man, I do get the alarm set for like 10 till time for me to stream. Then I can hear it clear across the house. So then I know it's time to stream.
Yeah. Time to stream. 9 a.m. Gotta wake up. Stream.
Exactly.
Yeah, you had an interesting conversation about burnout today.
Yeah, I did.
You can always try different things, like you're doing Path to Exile. But if you want to switch things up during the week, you can.
Yeah, true.
Very true. Try to continue a morning show. That's where you get a lot of the viewers. Mm-hmm. I think. I could be wrong. But like in the afternoons, you could try something different. Like I wish you had a capture card and a game system. You can just try playing different games.
Yeah, me too, but I don't.
Right. So I understand that.
Yep. But, if I had one, I'd definitely be probably streaming a different game to keep from the burnouts.
Right. Oh yeah. Like last night I recorded a video forgetting last night was Monday for Miles Morales, and so I didn't play Miles Morales. I forgot all about it until after I went live. I'm like, oh, it's Monday. I should play Miles Morales. Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. But I mean, that's what I was talking about on my stream. Burnout, it is real. It is there. I mean, I have been playing Arena about 3 years straight, and I've been doing it 7 days a week, twice a day. And that's way over 2,000 videos. It's on YouTube of me playing the game.
Right.
And that does create burnout, and it creates burnout big time.
Well, have you thought about making recorded content where you don't have to go live, but you can just record yourself, chop it down a little?
I've thought about that.
You just have to do a discussion forum type thing.
I've thought about that, but I do enjoy interacting with my chats, and I wouldn't be able to interact with I feel like I wouldn't be able to interact with my chat if I wasn't live. That's why I enjoy being live so much and being interactive with all my chats.
Backwoods Collector, hello. That's why I switched my channel up, and I'm doing much more out of the property of other things. Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and what was it? Tabal. Hey, what's up, Tabal? So you just need to play against me more, hey, Billy. That's right. Well, look. Here's how I view recorded content over live content. Live content gives people a chance to oppose what I'm saying, which is fine, right? I'll have a conversation. They might oppose it, or they might say something. It's all about making a consensus idea together, a thought together with each other. But like sometimes when you want to get a certain thought out or a certain thing out, you record. You're not interrupted. You get your thought out. Then afterwards, people can respond to you. And it's how people interact. Like last night, I made my MTG3 video, which you guys should go watch it. Chill. About the new Secret Lair coming out, my thoughts about it. And without anybody interrupting my thought process, people are responding to it in the comments. You know?
Yep. I mean, yeah, I understand where you're coming from with what you're saying and everything. And I am agreeing with it. But it's just, it's what I'm used to.
Well, I get what you're used to, but sometimes you need to step outside a little, try something different,
right?
And that's how I started lives. I started going live off DJ's channel. That was the first time I went live. I was off DJ's channel, right? And I didn't realize I would have liked it. I would never really tried it until then. Like I've gone live once before, I think. No, I know I was a recorded video. He spelled wrong and he put it down. He said he enjoyed that video. That's right. And I appreciate that. It
was a good video. I watched it last night.
Yeah, you got recorded videos lets you get a thought out without interruption.
Right.
And that's what's nice about it. Then you can put it together and then people can respond to you. Live action. Like live right here, if I had a conversation about the whole thing, people in chat or even you could disrupt me, right? And that's and sometimes I don't get the full thought out, or we get distracted from the thought,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, it makes perfect sense and everything, but I just enjoy my chat so much.
Right. Well, I understand that, but I'm saying look. There's a difference. Like I will implore you, I'll even triple dog dare you to try to make a video.
Oh, I've done videos before.
Right? Make a video. Instead of streaming live, make a video.
Okay.
On one of your times. Give yourself time to kind of think about what you want to say. Because it doesn't have to be any spectacular, right? It could be just you talking about a subject. And upload that, upload it. It's a different thing.
Okay.
Because right, you can talk about your cards, you can talk about a game, you can do anything else. And also videos hit a different target audience than your lives do. So you might actually pull in someone else. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but your lives are targeted towards the people who watch lives more often. Videos are targeted towards people who watch videos more often. And they can cross-pollinate and bring people to your channel.
Okay.
So, yeah. But with that, my friends, we got to get to...
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take, so it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
All right, everybody. It's time for the chill section, the thrill section. We got to chill and get off this live because I got some dinner to make because things are weird today. But anyways, we're going to start with MTG Hillbilly chilling for his vibe.
Yeah, well, I just got one comment to make before I do this. This right here. Gibalts. Good idea. I may just do that.
Right?
May just do that. Anyway, all right, at the chill section here. This afternoon at 2:00, I will be doing my viewer battles community day. So if you want to play a game of Standard against me this afternoon, then make sure you come on by at 2:00 Central Standard Time. And also, Age of Eternity's card to be out today on Arena.
Whoop, whoop.
So you can easily make some decks with some Age of Eternity cards. And also tonight at 7:00, Bracket 3 Commander games. And Tip Ball, you better be there. Anyway, I will see everybody at 2 o'clock, or I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody, Super Fast Tortoise. I don't know if I'll be doing any lives before the game, but tonight at 7 o'clock on Hillbilly's channel, I'll be playing some Bracket 3 Commander with him and whoever's there. We're going to have a blast, so check it out. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for sharing this video. Hope you had a good conversation, learned something, got some insight that you wanted. I want to remind you that you're awesome and amazing. I want to remind you that you're loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, say and or do something positive for someone else today, because you might be the change you need today. I want to thank you, my channel members, for making everything in this channel be as awesome as it is. Same with my subscribers. Thank you for being here and helping us grow and doing what you do. And with that, let's get to a sweet, sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning.